Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about this technique will make any woman enjoy spending time with you. So there's two things that I want to talk about today. And the first technique that I want to talk about, which is definitely more of a technique, it's something that you can learn to do and it's a skill. Okay, so it's something that you can definitely 100% develop within yourself and apply it. Okay, it's easily applicable. So this technique is to ask her questions that she would enjoy answering. Now that's something that I learned from a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, which is a book that's been around forever, but I think it's still the best book out there when it comes to learning how to make people like you. Okay? So not only can you apply this to your dating life and with women, but you can also apply it to just everything, everyone you meet. You know, if you're trying to get a job interview and you want to sort of make the boss like you or the interviewer like you, if you want to make more friends and get more people in your life to like you, this is just one of the best ways you can do it. And that is, from what I said, ask questions that they would enjoy answering. Okay, so the key then is, though, to find out what that person's interests are. So to find out what her interests are, what the things that light her up. And that's basically how you know. That's how you know that you found a good topic to talk about, if she starts getting really excited and lights up. So for example, she may light up whenever she talks about her dog, okay, or her cat, right? If she's got a pet that she loves, okay. So if she lights up and gets really excited about talking about her dog, then ask her more questions about her dog. Ask her what breed is it, or where did you get it, or how old is it? Where do you take him out on walks? What do you guys do together? Just ask loads and loads of questions about the dog. So basically, it's all about finding these fun topics that she really enjoys answering. Because one of the things that you got to understand about human beings is that we're very, very selfish, right? And we love to talk about the things that we love to talk about. We love to talk about the things that we find incredibly interesting, and that light us up. Okay, we love to talk about those things. So if you want someone, and if you want a woman to like you more, then get her to talk about things that she enjoys talking about. Because more likely than not, she doesn't get asked those kinds of questions much. Okay. Because how often is it that someone becomes genuinely interested in your interests? How often does that happen? Not a lot of the time, right? Not a lot of the time, because most people are talking about what they want to talk about. Okay. So if you want someone to like you, then get them to talk about and encourage her to talk about the things that she wants to talk about, the things that she's dying to talk about, because it's what she wants to talk about, right? It's what she's interested in. So if you can do that, it's great. And all you have to do is just keep on asking questions about it. And if that conversation runs dry, then you find something else that she really likes to talk about. Okay, it could be her favorite TV show, it could be her favorite musician, it could be something that she's studying, like self-studying, okay? Because sometimes we can get a bit bored of talking about the things that we are studying if we're a student, for example, because we're studying it all the time. And sometimes, I don't know if it is, if you had the same kind of experience, but when I was studying at university, I loved the subject before I got into it. And then when I started learning all the theory, and you have to learn all the theory, it kind of became a bit mundane and a bit boring because you're just doing it all the time, okay? But it's the things that we are studying independently, our self-study, that is really interesting. So, for example, for me at the moment, I'm really diving into Joe Dispenza's work. Okay, so if someone asked me about that, I could talk for hours about that because it's something that I'm studying independently out of my own interest. Okay, so of course there are going to be people that are really, really so into the course that they may be studying that they'll be able to talk about it and really love talking about it too. But more likely than not, they're probably, a lot of people are more interested in things that they are just self-studying for whatever reason, okay, because it's part of their interests, right? So if someone asked me about Joe Dispenza right now and Joe Dispenza's work, his books, I'll be like, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. And I'll be so excited to talk about it. Okay, so that's what you got to find. You got to find the things that she's interested in. You could even ask you, like, well, is there anything that you're sort of like really obsessed with right now? Like, is there any kind of like particular books? Is there any podcasts any subjects that you're just like really, really interested in? What are they? And just ask her that, and she'll be like, oh yeah, I've been really interested in minimalism, and I've been reading a lot, and I've been watching and listening to loads of podcasts on minimalism, and it's blah 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 blah, and I've done these kinds of changes and blah blah blah, and she'll just keep on talking about it. Okay, so that's what you got to do. You got to find things that she would enjoy answering. Okay, and she'll like to spend more time with you because she may not often get to speak about these things. And the fact that you're paying attention and you're asking questions and you're genuinely interested, she'll want to spend more time with you. Okay? And also she'll like you for it. Now, of course, attraction and like are two different things. So she may not remain attracted to you, or she may not become attracted to you, but she will definitely still like you and want to spend time with you. Okay? Now, of course, the ideal situation is to find a woman who is obviously attracted to you. But that's the whole point of the dating process, okay? And finding women to go out on dates with and stuff. But it's still a good thing to practice. Even if you can sense that, oh yeah, I don't think she really likes me, it's still a good thing to practice, because you never know when the next love of your life is going to come into your life. So you might as well start practicing these things now while you have the time, so you know how to do these things when you do meet the right woman, and you will get her to really, really like you quite fast. Because one of the quotes that I really like from that book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, is this. It goes something like this, and I hope I don't mess it up. Okay, it goes something like this. You can get someone to like you faster in 2 minutes by talking in terms of their interests than you can by talking about yourself in 2 months. Okay, so avoid talking about yourself. Now, of course, when you're on a date, she's going to be asking questions about you, which is fine. Of course, she's going to want to know about you. So I'm not saying you should never talk about yourself, because more than likely, if a woman's interested in you and she likes you, she's going to ask you questions about yourself, which is fine. But always try and steer the topics back to the things that she likes to talk about. Don't spend hours and hours just talking about stuff that you like. Okay, make sure that it's a reciprocal thing, and she's talking also about the stuff that she likes. Don't be selfish and just talk about what you want to talk about because that's what you feel comfortable talking about, right? Don't just sit there and bore her about your favorite TV show, and you can tell that she's getting disinterested and she's sort of looking away because she's getting bored because you've been speaking for too long about it, right? So don't be selfish about these things, okay? Of course, like I said, it's okay to talk about the things that you like, obviously, because you want her to get to know you too. Okay, but it's when you're talking about it endlessly and you're not letting her speak and you're not letting her talk about the things that she likes as well. It's just a very selfish way of communicating. So you're going to make sure that she's talking about stuff that she likes and encourage her to do it. Encourage her to go deep into it and to talk about it, okay? And then you can talk about something that you like for a bit, especially if she's asking you about it, okay? Because that's one of the best ways you can tell as well if a woman is interested in you too. So if you ask her a question about her life and she talks about that for a while, if she likes you, she'll want to know about you as well, and she'll ask about you, and then you're like, yeah, well, I like this, I like that, and then you can say, okay, but so that's one of the good ways that you can tell. If a woman isn't as interested in you, then she probably won't ask you about yourself, and then you'll know not to go out on another date with her because she's not interested in you and interested in the things that you like either. So it's just one of those things. So another thing that is more of a vibe and an energy rather than a technique. But it is still something that I still believe it's something that you can develop and something that you can learn and something that you can do. You just got to believe that you can do it, okay? And that is, when you're out on dates, the energy that you want to bring to it is focusing on fun, right? Focusing on making her laugh and just bringing this energy of fun and lightheartedness to the date. So basically not being serious, okay? Not taking yourself too seriously, not taking her too seriously. All you're doing, okay, is you are just trying to make her laugh, and you're just trying to figure out ways how you two can have a great time together, okay? So, for example, perhaps you go people watching, and maybe you take the mick out of some people out of their expense, because maybe they're far away. It's not like you're going to go up to these people and start harassing them or whatever and saying mean things, but maybe let's say you're sitting together at a table and there's another couple far away, and that couple that's far away, they're both like, one's on their phone and one's reading a newspaper, and you can like point over to them and be like, oh, look at them over there. You can tell they're really in love, can't you? and it's basically what you're saying is you're taking the mick out of the fact that they're not spending any time together and one's focusing on their phone, the other one's focusing on their newspaper. It's just little things like that. It's not like you're trying to be mean or offensive, but what you're doing is you're trying to make the woman that you're on a date with smile by just a little bit of expense to the other people around you, okay? It could be that you see, let's say you're at a bar with a woman and you're on a date with a woman at a bar, and you can see out the corner of your eye a guy trying to chat up a woman, and you can just tell that this woman is just not interested in this guy because she's like turning away from him. Perhaps she's like trying to call her friends over to get rid of him, and you can again point over to him, or not point over to him if you don't want to be too direct and start a fight. But you may nudge the woman that you're with and say, "Oh yeah, you can tell that he really knows how to understand women, can't you? Look at him." And she may look over it. Oh yeah, he's not leaving her alone. It's just little things like that, and it's just trying to get a little smile out of the woman that you're with, and it's a little bit of jokiness. Now, of course, you don't always have to do it to other people's expense, but it's just an example, okay? There could be something really fun going on in your environment, or perhaps when you're out on a walk or something, perhaps you're going for a little walk down the street together and you're giving each other little gentle nudges and giving, little arm nudges and stuff, and just giving little pokes and stuff. And it's just bringing this very playful and fun energy to the date and trying to get her to laugh and open up and let her guard down, basically. Because, when a woman goes out on a date with a man, she does have her guard up a lot of the time, especially if it's a man that she doesn't know, she's not familiar with, who she maybe met online. Like if you met online, then she's probably going to be a little bit more okay, because there's a lot of things that can happen to women when they go out on a date with a strange man who they don't know. One of the things that women have been taught ever since they were little girls is stranger danger. And boys are obviously the same, but particularly with little girls, it's really drummed into our heads. At least it was drummed into my head a lot. When I was a little girl, about strange danger, and I was just terrified of basically being alone outside on my own. I remember my parents' house wasn't even that far away from the school, but I would run home because they'd told me so many times about how, little girls get kidnapped and stuff and all these kinds of things. And when I was growing up, there was a lot of things going on in the UK about these little girls that died by, those guys that, those people, I should say as well, because it's not just guys that are the P word, right? We were told about those kinds of things, and it's just stranger danger. It's just drummed into the girl. So don't take it offensively if a woman is a little bit closed off to begin with, and she's a little bit shy, a little bit reserved, because she just doesn't know who you are yet, especially if you've only met her online. Now, if you know her at work and you've been friends for a while for whatever reason, then you won't face that issue. But if it's a woman that you're just meeting out who you've met on a dating app, or you've only met once, then she will be a little bit more standoffish towards you. But just don't take offense to it. It's just one of those things. So what you want to do is you want to focus on fun and laughter and getting her to smile and getting her to open up and just having a good time and not taking the date too seriously, not taking yourself too seriously, not taking her too seriously. You're not pushing anything. You're not forcing her to fall in love with you faster. You're not forcing her to sleep with you faster. You're just there solely to have a good time and get to know her. And that's the kind of attitude that you want to bring. That's the kind of mindset that you want to have before you go out on a date. You want to go on it like, okay, I'm just going to have a good time, relax, make her laugh, have some jokes, have a great time. And that's it. That's all I'm going to focus on. I'm not going to focus on relationships. I'm not going to focus on getting laid. That's all I'm going to focus on. Okay? So thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. And if you'd like help with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. And if you want more tips on how to attract women, then you can go and read on the website for free, Attracting the Beautiful Woman of Your Dreams. Now, the great thing about the book is that it's free on the website to read. You don't need to log into the website. You don't need to sign up for anything. Just click on the menu, then click on the website, click on the menu, then click on this. It will just say the book. So you just go there and it'll take you straight to the PDF reader where you can read the book for free. Again, you don't need to log in, you don't need to sign up, you don't need to do anything. Now, if you would like a physical copy, you can, but it's just optional. You can get it on Amazon if you would like a physical copy, and it's got a nice discreet spine. So if you have it in your bookshelf, no one's going to know that you've got a dating book if you're ashamed of that for whatever reason. But again, nothing is different in this book than what's on the website. Okay, it's exactly the same thing. So I'm not withholding any information for you. It's just an option if you do want to buy a physical copy, and also you can get the Kindle version as well if you would prefer. Okay, but it's not necessary because you can just read it for free on the website. So thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.